Welcome to the second tutorial from Myrmidon Expeditions on combat boosters. This is part 2 of a 3-part series on combat boosters. In this tutorial, we'll be going over the manufacturing processing steps necessary for making improved combat boosters. Obviously, as the previous video started, we're going to go over what you're going to need. I'm going to give you my recommendations as well as what's actually required. First thing that's obviously required to do this is a drug lab. Second thing that's required is a medium biochemical reactor array and a standard biochemical reactor array. Now here's where my recommendation comes into play. What I recommend is that you actually have 2 medium biochemical reactor arrays. This speeds up production, making it easier to actually switch off from the standard to improved without actually having to wait for the second process to run through before you can start on the process of the improved. As before, required, you only need 1 biochemical silo, though I recommend that you have 2. Required, 2 general storage silos. My recommendation, 4. Lastly, this is a requirement. You are to have 3 hazardous chemical silos. Now, as before, we'll be going over the last few things you're going to need to get this step process going. Obviously, the blueprint. We'll be going with my favorite one, which is Improved Exile. As before, you'll notice that you're going to need, for this, the pure Improved Exile booster material, as well as Megasite for the actual booster. You're going to need the reaction. Now, something you're going to notice immediately when you're doing a lot of improved is that the commodity, which is needed to process the actual combat boosters, switches off. Most improved will use oxygen, while the others use spirits. And just like standards, they actually only take about 5 of the units out of the 100, and then dump off the remaining 95 into the other empty silo. The difference between a standard going to improved is that it requires 2 separate booster materials, which are then hammered down into a single, or the single improved. For Exile, what you need is you need the Exile standard material, as well as standard drop, which is found from Viridian Cytocercin and Celadon Cytocercin. Now once you have both this pure standard drop booster and the pure standard Exile booster, what you're going to do is leave the actual pure chemicals in the arrays, in the hazardous chemical arrays, if you take my recommendation. If you don't take my recommendation, what you're going to need to do is empty out the hazardous chemical silo, put a new one into it, or develop the hazardous chemical silo for a new one, reintegrate the biochemical silos and the general storage silos, create the second booster, open up a second hazardous chemical silo, throw in the product of the first process, then go to the 3rd silo, set it up for the improved, then roll over to your management system, head over to the biochemical reactor array, and throw in the improved reaction. Now, as seen here, the reaction's already in, and you'll notice everything's all pretty much ready set up. as before, here's the incoming, here's the outgoing on the right. What you're going to need to do is, instead of taking it from the biochemical silos, is take the actual pure chemical structure from the hazardous silos, click, drag, drop both of the pure standard chemicals into the biochemical array, drop the spirits, take the spirits from the outgoing, drop it into the empty general storage silo, and then take the pure improved Exile booster and throw it into the pure improved Exile booster silo. Just like standard boosters, this process gives you 12 units of pure improved Exile booster every hour until the hazardous silos are empty. And just like with making a standard booster, once the processes are all said and done in the silos, offline the main silo with the improved booster, take it out, throw it into your drug lab, get your blueprint, throw it into the actual array with the pure chemical and the megasite. Go into science and industry. Open up the lab. Select it and manufacture your drugs. Strong works the exact same way as Improved does. However, instead of using 2 standard molecules, you'll only need the Improved and another standard. You will not be burning 2 Improved. You'll actually only be burning off one of the Improved and another one of the standards in the process steps. As again, this has been a Myrmidon Expedition tutorial on combat boosters. Hopefully later on in this week we'll be also making the last step process, which will be going over the effective use of combat boosters. If you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and forward them to Ava Nightstalker and EVE Online, or come into our public channel at Myrmidon's TAC Networks, or just comment on our YouTube page. Thank you for looking us over, and fly safe and have fun.